What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video we're doing something different. We're doing a Would You Rather One Piece edition. I've thought up some questions that I think are pretty difficult and you're gonna be getting multiple options to choose from, so let's jump into question 1. Would you rather have a Straw Hat die in the story or never find out what the One Piece is? Alright, so in this scenario the story continues just as it would, just like how Oda planned, but either you have a Straw Hat die, and it's not even like a dramatic death that is well executed like Ace or even Yasuie. They just kind of get ammonia or something. But if that character dies, eventually when we get to Laugh Tale and the end of the story, you get to find out what the One Piece is. Or if you want to save all the Straw Hats, you never get to find out what the One Piece is. The story still continues. You get to Laugh Tale, Luffy becomes a Pirate King, but when they reveal the information about the One Piece, it's just all blank bubbles for you. And there's one more caveat here. The Straw Hat that dies is completely random, because I already know some of you were thinking, oh, I'm just gonna off Chopper. Okay, don't lie to me. Some of you were trying to kill Chopper right away. So yeah, that's the Would You Rather. And for me personally, I think I might be in the minority here because I really like every single Straw Hat character. I would say my least favorite Straw Hat might be Frankie, but I still like Frankie a lot. There's not any Straw Hats that I really dislike, or even like a big group of them that I dislike. I genuinely like every single Straw Hat, so I would probably save all of them. And the One Piece, yes, like that's the name of the story, and like that's the big goal at the end, and we're all theorizing, dying to find out what the One Piece is, but like I already don't know it anyway, so like it's not like I'm missing out on that. If you take a Straw Hat out for the rest of the story, you're really missing out a lot. And one of the biggest things is every single Straw Hat accomplishing their dream. I feel like that's gonna be monumental when it all actually happens. Might be my next video. So not seeing one of them accomplish a dream and seeing everybody interact when they all accomplish their dreams, that would suck more to me. And that's like one of the reasons I don't think Oda's ever gonna kill off a Straw Hat. Like in my Wano tragedy video, I didn't mention any Straw Hats because I don't think Oda's gonna kill the Straw Hat. So for me, it'll be tough, but I'll live with not knowing the One Piece, and I'm saving all the Straw Hats. Next question is, would you rather have Blackbeard, Akainu, or the world government become the final villain? Now for me, these three have always been the top 3 options for the final villain. I really can't think of anybody else who could take that place unless Oda introduces someone else new, which I just don't see at this point. And just going off based on my favorite villains, I would say Blackbeard is my favorite villain in the story. The way he's been built up since like Ace, that whole thing, into Marineford, and also how he parallels Luffy a lot. I think he's my favorite villain. And then Akainu is also top 3. Doflamingo's in there as well. And then finally, the Celestial Dragons are the most disgusting human beings in the One Piece world, both literally and figuratively. But although Blackbeard is my favorite villain, I think storytelling wise it just doesn't make sense for him to be the final villain. I'll get into my reasons why. I have the belief that Luffy will be the only Pirate King. There's this other ship and a big group of people, I think, that believe that Blackbeard is going to end up become the Pirate King before Luffy, but I really don't like that. I like the idea of both Roger and Luffy becoming the only 2 Pirate Kings, and there's this whole thing about Destiny and Joy Boy, how Roger got there first and then he was essentially too early, and then the next person that would get there essentially would be Joy Boy, and I think that's been prophesized or foreshadowed to be Luffy essentially. I guess if you really want to twist it, like Blackbeard getting there will hype him up as a villain a little more, but I still like the idea of both Luffy and Roger, 2 people that were chasing the dream of freedom and adventure of being the only Pirate King. I do think Blackbeard will be the last obstacle for Luffy and his crew before they get to Laugh Tale. So like a battle over the poneglyphs, that's what I could see happening, and I'm very eager to see the Straw Hats versus the Blackbeard pirates. Maybe that's why I think they should be the first villain out of the 3 that I mentioned. But plus, to me, the world government being the final villain makes the most sense, because right now the Straw Hats don't even really have that much of a motivation to go after the world government. Like even Blackbeard and Akainu had like something to do with Ace's death, so obviously Luffy will want to beat him up. As far as the world government, yes, you have the whole Robin thing and how they're just not great people, but I don't see Luffy going after the world government and Marijois like Enies Lobby style right now. So I think it will work out like this: Luffy fights Blackbeard for the poneglyphs or something, or like some kind of clash happens, then he gets the Laugh Tale, figures figures that out, and then all the history, finds some kind of motivation to go after the world government, attacks Marijois, clashes with the Navy first, and fights Akainu there. You get that out of the way, and then eventually you get the world government, the Gorosei, Imu, all the action goes down, so my choice here would be the world government. Next up, would you rather have Shanks or Dragon cut out of the story? Unless I changed it, the thumbnail is based off the question. Now I think this one's very interesting because Shanks and Dragon, both monumental characters in the story, very important, but neither of them have been explored that much. And like everybody's just dying to figure out more about them and their past and what their like character is like and how they're going to interact with people. And there's been so many different theories regarding these two, and they're also dumb strong. We want to know how their actual strength is, what like Dragon in particular, what his bounty is, being the most wanted man. So to pluck one of these characters out of the story would really suck. But let's break this down. With Dragon, there's obviously the links to the world government. He is the leader of the revolutionary, the final clash. Like I said in the last question, if the final villain is the world government, Dragon will be at the forefront of that. And it's very possible that he is the leader of the next like government that rules the world, a lot more democratic and everything. But as far as somebody who will be taking over a government for the next generation, that's not gonna be Luffy. He definitely can't run a government. But Dragon, on the other hand, leading the revolutionary army, I feel like that's his job in the future if he ends up staying alive. So plucking him out of the story there, you're missing a big story element with that, but also with like Luffy and Garp and Dragon, that family dynamic, I want to know more about that. Even just Garp and Dragon, what was that like situation like? Did Garp treat Dragon like the same way he treats Luffy? How was because Dragon doesn't really seem like Garp and Luffy at all. Like what happened to this man that he got a face tattoo and all that? Also want to know who Luffy's mom is, even if it's not like extensively explained. I want to know those details. Is it actually Crocodile? And now with Shanks, I feel like storytelling wise, he might not be as important as Dragon because he's not like that important to like the world government and all that, but there's so much more that he's been involved in, like Blackbeard, what was their history there. I want to see Shanks and Luffy's reunion. I want to see more of Shanks' adventures with the Roger pirates. What was the thing that Roger said to him? And I also want to see the red-haired pirates, Ben Beckman, Lucky Roo, and Yasopp. How strong are they? I want to see Yasopp and Usopp together. And if you plug Shanks out of the story there, sure, I guess those characters would still be around, but like, how is that interaction really going to work? So honestly here, I'm more interested in Shanks. So like Dragon, maybe he's not, like the revolutionaries are kind of gonna, you know, fall apart a little bit, but I'm taking Dragon out of the story. Next question is, would you rather Wano be another 25 chapters or another 100 chapters? Now this one's interesting because I don't think either of them are a good option. Like 20 chapters is just not enough time, I feel like, to flesh out the big war that's coming and like all the resolutions and like potential people that could show up. But at the same time, 100 chapters, we're gonna go through another Dressrosa. That would be insane. But going by lengthwise, 20 will put this right under Dressrosa at about like 90 something chapters, and then 100 will be going like close to 200 chapters at that point. I know Mr. Morge has like had this idea of like Wano being 200 chapters, the Straw Hats are gonna suffer defeat on Onigashima, and then the battle's gonna continue onto Wano, but I feel like that would be a drag. I know Oda is able to drag his stories out and still make them pretty interesting, but a 200 chapter, or even at this point like 180 chapter arc, like even the beginning of Wano, I feel like the pacing wasn't that great, and like people were getting tossed all over the place, so you really couldn't focus on one thing, and that's why people were like started to not like it as much. So like, while this big war that's happening, yes, I want it to be more than 20 chapters and a lot more action. I don't want it to drag out over another 100 chapters. That just would feel like too long. But at the same time, 20 chapters is really short. I really want to see more Toby Roppo, the Straw Hats get their power-ups and like matchups and getting more shine in general. So even though I just bashed the idea of Wano being another 100 chapters, that's probably my pick. Give me 100 chapters, whatever. Gives me more content to make YouTube videos about too. So 100 chapters, let's do it. Next up, would you rather the Straw Hats not get any more members or get at least 3 more crew members? Now you guys already know where I stand on this. I made a Carrot for Nakama video and I made a Yamato for Nakama video. Like, I want more Straw Hats, but the argument is there on the other side, because post time skip, as the world has expanded, we haven't gotten that much focus on the Straw Hats like we did pre-time skip, which was one of the best things about One Piece. We really got to see the Straw Hats interact and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's been so long since we've gotten new Straw Hats. I want to feel that energy again of like getting a new Straw Hat member from a new island. Like that was one of the big vibes too, a pre-time skip, going to a new island. Like, oh, who are we gonna get this time on the crew? Like, I want to feel that again. And I also feel like Carrot and Yamato are so fitting for the crew and would be really fun on the crew. So that alone would make me want more Straw Hat members. Now the third member, I don't want Momonosuke, but if Momonosuke or Caesar Clown or any of these other crazy ideas end up like joining the crew as a result, and I still get Carrot and Yamato, I'm fine with it. And the whole thing with Straw Hats not getting enough shine, I feel like Oda will resolve that in the like this final arc, because it is getting close to endgame. We have to see the Straw Hats like achieve their dreams and stuff. There's not much like he has to like go and balance out as much, I feel like. And who knows, maybe getting more Straw Hats will make Oda focus on the Straw Hats a little more, so give me 3 more members. And now the final question here is, would you rather become a pirate, marine, revolutionary, or ordinary citizen if you were in the One Piece world? I've kind of asked this questions multiple times before in my like isekai games or live streams that I've done, but we're gonna take this at a realistic standpoint, and like obviously situation would be different, but we're just gonna say you're on a pretty normal island in one of the blues, so you're not even in the Grand Line yet, but you're in a pretty good position. You're not like broke or anything, so like you're decent, you have decent living, and like you're pretty safe, but like pirates still exist, so they will attack your island. And the only thing I'm gonna give you here is that growth is anime logic, so if you really want to work hard and like work out, you will be like just like what Kobe did, and even Helmeppo, right? They were weaklings, but they like got beat up every day. Remember, you're gonna feel those pains, right? Guard the fist, those fists hurt, but if you survive those and keep working at it, you will get stronger. I will give you that anime logic growth, but besides that, you are just you. You're not getting Conqueror's Haki, okay? Unless you really think that highly of yourself, then like, sure, okay, you have Conqueror's Haki. But for me, I'll be honest, I like to think I have like the idea of like, oh, I'm gonna go explore and become a pirate, but like I also really just like comfort. And if like my situation is pretty good and I'm able to just chillax at home, maybe get a pretty calm job and stuff, I'll probably just end up being an ordinary citizen. But I will say this, there's 2 things that are throwing me off that maybe like I would want to go out to sea and do something. One is like if pirates are actually attacking and like I'm in danger anyways, then like whatever, I'ma just train instead. I feel like if I'm not like safe and have that comfortable life, that will motivate me to like actually do something about it. And the other thing is, for me, I've never really wanted to settle into a job or anything that doesn't fit me. Like, for those of you who don't know, I currently study TV production, but before I tried to go the finance route of being like a proper like, you know, 9-to-5 person with a good paying job. But that just wasn't for me, and I knew it, and that's how I ended up doing like TV production, something creative, and like I always find myself ending up at something creative, like starting this channel. So in the One Piece world, there's no cameras or anything as far as I know. People aren't uploading to YouTube or making TV shows or anything video like that. So like I don't know what kind of job I would be satisfied with. Maybe I'll become a writer of some sort, like that's like the first type of like entertainment that were created, right? And I did kind of explore like writing as a possible career at one point, so maybe I'll become a writer. But to become a writer, like I would need adventures to do. And the other thing is, I really love 2 things in life, and that is food and travel. Like I genuinely crave it. I live at about an hour from New York, and sometimes I'll just go with a group of friends and go through a food tour essentially. And I'm very spontaneous as well. I went to Japan just because I was like, I have some money saved up. Japan would be cool. Let's go for 2 weeks. And like I did that, and then like 6 months later I was in Japan. So I love exploring and adventure, and I love food. And like if I'm going to become a writer, maybe if like Luffy shows up at my island and like recruits me, I feel like I will 100% become a pirate and follow him. So I would need like a proper leader, but like forming my own crew, I definitely wouldn't do that. It's a lot of work. I wouldn't like want to do that. And like putting people's lives in jeopardy, I don't think I would be comfortable with that. Who knows? Maybe I'll become like an adventurer or something, but like ordinary citizen, adventurer, I feel like that's the farthest I would go. But what about you guys? Let me know in comments below what your answers were to these would you rather questions. And this was kind of a new type of video for me. I thought I would experiment with it. It's not as research heavy. It's not going to be as heavy editing, I feel like, and it's gonna be like quicker to produce. So like I'm working full time right now, and for me to get another type of video out, it wouldn't be like my normal like in-depth like breakdowns or even chapter reviews or anything. So to get another video out, I think this type of video could be fun. We might do some games here and there, some collabs in the future as well. So if you like this video, let me know and hit that like button. But as always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please hit that like button. It helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to keep up to date with when I'm posting new videos or doing live streams, because I'm going to be doing live streams of like live reactions soon, hit that subscribe button. By the time this goes up, which like I don't even know when this goes up, maybe Sunday this will be up, maybe earlier, but when this goes up, I should be over 1.8 thousand subscribers, which is insane. Thank you guys so much for the support, but let's keep it going. Next goal is 5,000, Discord at 5K. Remember it. Help us get there. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to join the crew as well. Follow me on Twitter. I'm DKing4. A video right there, playlist right there. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.